Good morning and welcome back to Planet Doug, and welcome to the very first experimental testing live stream on Planet Doug. If you're not aware of it, I've been looking into live streams over this past week, and I did a BTS video as a live stream on my scenes, and I did that inside my hotel room using hotel Wi-Fi. And that seemed to work okay. There were some few adventures, some problems, but it did work out in the end. And then I wanted to test doing a live stream outside of the hotel, like walking around as I normally do. And to do that, you have to use the GoPro Quick app on your phone, connect it to the GoPro, and then you use your mobile data plan as your Wi-Fi. So you set up a hotspot on your phone, and then you connect to that hotspot. And now, in theory, I am projecting this video as a live stream on Planet Doug for the very first time. And I just saw the video on my phone, and I could hear the audio, so things seem to be working at the moment. And I can see the live stream on my phone. And I can see messages that people send me. So there's a live chat on the live stream, and throughout, I'm going to have lunch, by the way. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to walk to a neighborhood restaurant, have lunch, and keep the live stream going while I have my lunch. And anybody could send me a message on the live chat. And I'll check the live chat from time to time to see if anybody has asked a question or made a comment. But yeah, I've got 12 people online at the moment, which is really cool. So I'm going to put my phone away and grab my GoPro and go have lunch and narrate along the way. This is my hotel. I'm in the city of Dalat in Vietnam. In the main Planet Doug videos, I'm a little bit behind, of course. The editing takes a long time. So according to Planet Doug, I'm still in Saigon, and I'm currently posting a set of videos about going to the Cu Chi tunnels. And then after that, there's one more video from Saigon. Then I went down to the Mekong Delta for a few days, and I have a couple of videos from there. Then I made the trip up to Dalat with Daryl from the Wander Eats YouTube channel, and I've been here in Dalat ever since. And now I am a live streamer, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, this is my hotel, the Hotel Rosa, and this is my neighborhood. So there's it's a very small hotel here called the Rosa. They seem to have a couple of Rosa hotels in the city, so it can be a bit confusing, but this is the one where I am, the Rosa Hotel and Mart. And it's down this small alleyway. And when I was here with Daryl for a few days, we were staying at a different hotel, and this other hotel was off in this direction. And we're very near a big tourist attraction in Dalat called the Crazy House. So the Crazy House is just a couple of 100 meters away from here where I am now. So I just walk up this alleyway and come to a very busy street. As you can see, as you can guess, we're in the rainy season here in Vietnam. So it's been raining almost every day in one fashion or another. Sometimes heavy rain, sometimes drizzle. And around that corner, that leads to the Crazy House, which, as I said, is one of the biggest tourist attractions here. And then my little hotel is just down this alleyway. And I did a little bit of a walking live stream on my behind the scenes channel, and I already pointed out this little fruit and vegetable stand. And I went and got banh mi over there. It's very loud right here, so much traffic. It's a Saturday, I think, so there's a lot of tourism in town. You see so many of these buses. They would all be tourist buses of one kind or another. And this is where I'm going for lunch today, right here. So this is my favorite lunch place. And they serve something, oh, I think I misspelled it maybe on my video title, kum tam. Basically a pork chop with rice, and the pork chop is marinated with a special sauce, and then you get it with rice, and I believe you pour a special fish sauce over top of it. Daryl told me all about this dish when he was here, but I've forgotten everything he said. So this restaurant behind me is very large. It's extremely popular. They get a lot of tour groups here, so which is why I'm here early. It's like 11:30 in the morning, and it's still relatively empty. But by the time noon gets here, this place will be jammed. So I like to come at 11:30, get here. I think they open at 11:30, and if you come a little bit later than that, you might struggle getting a table, and you have to wait a little while. But I've been here so many times. Everybody here knows me. And they know exactly what I want. I sit down, and I've got the whole system figured out. But let's do a little bit of a tour first before I sit down. I know a lot about this place now, and I didn't know anything when I first came here. But this is the heart of the meal I'll be getting. So there's the com tam being prepared. It's all been marinated, maybe even marinated overnight. And yeah, they cook them all here. It's pretty amazing. And here's all the seating here. And what I normally do is I come over here and get a drink. So this is it's for YouTube. Yeah, doing the live stream. Hello. So one thing I love about these places, if they ever have like a big cooler full of ice and drinks, and then you can just get as much as you want. So there I am. Get some ice, and I'm not sure if they have it today. It looks like they just have water today. No, this looks like it's a little bit of a tea. There's normally a much stronger like green tea option there, and that's what I normally get. And so as the live stream continues and Planet Doug tries to figure out how to do all this, like I'm normally used to recording all the time, and then I have the luxury of editing later, but now of course this is quite different. It's basically live, so you don't have any downtime at all to get organized or set things up. But the way this place works, you just sit down, and then they will bring a little plastic number to your table, take your order, and they enter it into a digital system. And it took me a while to figure that out, but let me put my GoPro down. Ooh, sorry for all the all the waving around of the camera. That is what is normally happening behind the scenes. You don't see that, of course, because I edit that out. But this being a live stream, and yeah. So, like I said, I've been here so many times, and I always order the same thing. So they basically have this dish that you can see here, kum tam, but then they have a bunch of varieties of them. So you can get different things like not side dishes, it all comes together, but they have different versions of it, and I always get the main one, which basically comes with everything. So it's, I don't know how to say it, but it's the one down here that is a 55,000 dong. So that's the one I usually get. There you are. And I think they serve a couple of other items, but I'm not really familiar with them. Their main thing is this pork chop rice dish. And you can sometimes get like I said, get a tour group in here out of nowhere. Like 2 buses could show up and there could be 60 people just rush in, sit down, and they have to serve them very, very quickly. Like,
with the
yep, yep. It's funny, I was talking about how everybody here knows me and they know my order, but this guy is actually new. I haven't seen him before. So he's the one guy who doesn't know me. So I actually had to show him what I wanted, and I mentioned they give you this little number. So my number today is 98. And then when your meal is done, you just take this number up to the cash register and you pay. And I talk about things like that all the time on my channel, because when you're in another country... Oh, hold it. What did I do? Oh. Oh, man. Apparently, I didn't bring my knapsack. I suddenly panicked because I normally put my knapsack beside me on a chair. And it's not here right now. So I thought, what did I do? But I think I just never brought it with me, or I left it in the lobby at the hotel. Okay. Yeah, I put it on a chair in the lobby of the hotel, and then I walked out without it. So I have to go back. And so I'm gonna have to communicate that to people here right now. I blame it all on YouTube. I make so many mistakes once I start shooting video. So here we go. I have to leave for 5 minutes. I will be right back. Translate that into Vietnamese. And then I nearly yeah, we gotta go. Come back. Okay. So I haven't explained why. I just said I have to leave for 5 minutes and come back. So yeah, my meal is sitting there on the table. And luckily, I'm not far away from my hotel. It's just down the alleyway here. Yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes ever since I started shooting YouTube videos, but I don't think I've ever done this before. I've never just left my knapsack somewhere. Oh, I did it once in Sumatra. I parked my scooter and went into a restaurant, and I was filming for a long time, and I completely forgot that I left my knapsack on the scooter. And it's always because I'm focused on the filming. So there it is. Check that out. Lucky. Still there. Yeah, I forgot. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, as I said, it's just lucky that I'm not that far away, so I could easily go get it. But yeah, you end up with this physical habit ingrained, like almost muscle memory, where I'm constantly tapping pockets, okay, wallet, key, smartphone. You're constantly monitoring these things because you have so many things to keep track of. And yeah, I never noticed I didn't have my knapsack with me. So, no disaster averted. So here's a little tour limousine bus coming. So I think these people were dropped off and then had lunch, and now their tour limousine is picking them up again. So there we go. My lunch, my lunch is waiting for me. So I guess this is a good time to show you the lunch since I'm standing up here. So here it is. Kum tam. And you always get a bowl of soup with it. And this is the star of the show, the pork chop, marinated, very tasty. And this is kind of an egg sort of omelet thing. Rice, and then some egg. So you can have it with or without all of these side dishes, however you want it. And I don't really know what it is or what it is called, but I think this is the sauce for this dish. And I don't really know what to do with it either, whether it's meant for just the pork chop, but I end up just pouring it all over my rice, a little bit over that. It adds a lot of flavor, whatever this is. Okay, so there's my lunch, and now I have to set up my GoPro again. So, but I will try to keep the camera waving to a minimum. As I said, I'm not accustomed to doing this as a live stream. What you're seeing right now is what would be happening behind the scenes. So let's see. Keep it lined up. Just mounting my GoPro. And there you go. And I think I'm more or less in the shot. Well, let me check my live stream to see if anybody has asked me a question or said anything. I don't see anything there. But as I said, I'm not that familiar with live streams, so even now, I'm not really sure where the chat is or where any messages might be. Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy lunch and keep talking as I normally would if this were a real non-live stream video. All right. Yeah, this is the tea version. It's got a light tea flavor. It's normally, I think, a lot stronger. Maybe it goes up and down depending on how much water they add to it. The soup is different every day, depends on what vegetables they have. Today it looks like it's a carrot and potato kind of soup. I always like having a soup like this included. It rounds out the meal nicely. But they do make one soup here I'm not a big fan of. It's very, very bitter. I think there's a vegetable out there that has a very bitter flavor. I don't know what it's called. But they do make that bitter soup from time to time. It's pretty overwhelming, pretty strong for me. All right. Yeah. I can't really narrate my first experience of this meal because I've had it so many times. But I do know a little bit about the origins. The idea, this is called, in English, if you translate it, is usually translated as broken rice. And that's because when they harvest the rice, they collect all of the full rice grains, the best rice, put it all in bags, and of course they sell it to the market or wholesaler, whoever. But then after they're done, there will be leftover bits of rice, not whole grains, but little bits and pieces, broken rice essentially. All of that gets swept up. I'm talking about in the past. And then this broken rice is what the farmer's family would eat themselves, or they would serve it to local people because it was much cheaper. They could get a good price for the good rice, but they keep the bad rice for themselves, the broken rice. And that became a very popular local dish. And then over time, it stopped being something that they just have because it's cheap. It actually became a popular dish the way it was developed, and now you have broken rice everywhere. It's one of my go-to meals when I was in Saigon. I had it all the time. I'm gonna have it here as well. And the pork chop often has a little bone at one end, so I just sort of go caveman. I eat everything with a spoon, and then very nice. Has a lot of flavor. And as I said, it's marinated in all kinds of special sauces. Couldn't tell you what. But this is a good meal, a good filling meal. I don't know what this is. There's like a brown vegetable of some kind, is all grated. Doesn't have any flavor really. Oh, it does. But very, very light. As I said, this meal, 55,000 dong. So, I'm just going to, and again, in a normal GoPro Planet Doug video, I might say, now I'm going to enjoy my lunch, and I'll check back with you later. Then I'll turn off the GoPro, eat my lunch, and then pick up later on. But this is the very first time I've tried to have a meal with a live stream. And I'm discovering right now that it's probably not the best idea, because how do you talk and eat a big meal all at the same time? So perhaps I will talk for a little bit, bring people up to date as I eat some of my lunch. But I think if I try to eat this entire meal as part of a live stream, I'll be here forever, because there'll be so much downtime while I'm just eating. Yeah. So, yeah, just to bring people up to date. As I said, I was in Saigon for most of my time here in Vietnam. And then I went down to a town called Can Tho, which is in the Mekong Delta. I was down there for about 10 days. I went to the floating market. I went to the night market. I explored the town. And then I returned to Saigon. I was there for a few more days. And then I met up with Daryl from Wander Eats, and we came up here to Dalat. And my original idea, I've talked about all of this in behind the scenes videos, but my original idea was to spend another week here after Daryl left. And then I was going to go down to the coast, Nha Trang, Da Nang, Hoi An, all these famous places. I was going to go there. But I had so much video I needed to edit, I just didn't have time. So I just settled in to work on video editing, and I've been in Dalat ever since. And not making a whole lot of progress. There's something wrong in my workflow. It takes me way too long, but it's just the way it is right now. And my visa is expiring on July 30th. just not that far away. So I think it's July 20th today, so 10 days from now, I have to leave Vietnam. And I don't have a flight booked, I don't have a bus picked out, nothing. But, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, I was thinking about taking a bus into Cambodia and then returning to Vietnam. And I was thinking about flying back to Kuala Lumpur, of course. But then the night before last, I was busy editing a video, and my MacBook, I use a MacBook for video editing. I was busy editing a video and something went pop. There was not a loud sound, but a distinct popping sound, a cracking sound, and the MacBook shut down. And now it won't turn back on. So basically, my video editing laptop won't work right now. It's shut down. So that made me think it's probably best to return to Kuala Lumpur, somehow see if I can get the laptop fixed. And for now, I started editing video again, but I've been doing it on one of my smartphones, as I used to do a long time ago. Let me just check whether there's audio or not. It seems like there is. Sorry for all the... On one of my first live stream experiments, my microphone ran out of power. My battery died, and I didn't know about it. So, yeah, I talked for like 10 minutes, and I had no audio in the live stream, and I wasn't aware of that. A friend of mine in Malaysia actually called me on the phone. My phone started ringing, and at first I didn't answer it because I was in the middle of a live stream, and I don't have ringers turned on or anything. I could just feel the phone vibrating. But somebody called me like 3 times in a row, so I thought I better answer. And my friend in Malaysia told me that nobody can hear you. Your audio disappeared. So it was a good thing he told me, and then I fixed that problem. So that sauce is probably the second best part of the meal. It's a bit sweet. It's a sweet sauce that I added to the rice. The pork chop is good. It has a lot of flavor. But next to that, the sauce that you add is really, really nice. I'm surprised it's not very busy today. Like 30% full maybe. By this point, the place is usually quite bustling. So what else is going on? Well, to be honest, that's about it. So I think this afternoon I have to get online and book a flight to Kuala Lumpur. As I said, I haven't even looked into that yet, because I thought there was a chance I'd be taking a bus to Cambodia. But now I'm pretty sure I'm going back to Kuala Lumpur. Maybe on the 29th. My visa expires on the 30th. But it's a good idea to leave one day at least. So if something goes wrong on the 29th, I still have one more day to get out of the country. So I'll probably try to book it for the 29th. And that'll be something I'll do this afternoon. Yeah. And to be honest, I think I'm going to shut down the live stream right here, only because I have to eat my lunch, and it's kind of hard to talk and keep eating at the same time. But mainly because I was thinking of this as more of a test. So I'm just testing the live stream on the Planet Doug channel, see how it works. One thing I realized is that when you're out walking around doing a live stream, now the clock is ticking, because when I was in my hotel room, I had my GoPro plugged into a USB-C cable. So I wasn't using battery power. I had it plugged into the wall, basically. So the power is unlimited. And I removed the battery so that the GoPro doesn't overheat. But once you leave and you're walking around the city, now you have to use the battery inside the GoPro. And as soon as the battery dies, it'll cut off the live stream. So you're limited in terms of a live stream to one GoPro battery. However long that battery lasts, that's the limit to your live stream. And I was chatting with another YouTuber this morning, and he was asking me questions about my experiments with doing the live stream. And he asked me a question I hadn't even thought of. He was asking me, how much data does it use? And I never thought about that, but also when you're out here using your mobile hotspot, you're using your mobile data plan. So if you have a very low data limit, you can't do a live stream. So if the live stream takes up 4 gigabytes of data, then you have to have 4 gigabytes of data available in your mobile plan. And I hadn't even thought of that. I don't think it will be an issue here in Vietnam because I get 6 gigabytes per day, every day. And if you're shooting a live stream for 30 minutes, I don't think you're going to use up more than 6 gigabytes. I don't think so, but I don't really know. But anyway, he asked me how many gigabytes or how much data does your live stream use up? And I couldn't tell him because I have no way of figuring that out. So, yeah. But anyway, other than forgetting my knapsack in my hotel in the lobby and realizing that a live stream while you're eating is not really the best idea, other than those 2 problems, I guess I would call this a success. And something else I realized in my previous live stream tests is that when you end the live stream, it cuts it off earlier than you think. So my previous live stream, I decided to end the live stream and I said goodbye and I hit the button, but in fact it cut off much earlier than that. So I think you have to give yourself some space. So if you're going to end the live stream, you don't end it right away. You basically call up the app. So there's my, that's the GoPro app that you use to run the live stream. There's a big button on the bottom. You end the live stream there. But it's, as I said, it cuts you off much earlier than you realize. So I'm going to say goodbye to you, and then I'm going to eat for a minute or so, and then I will end the live stream. And that will be, make sure I don't get cut off too early. So that's it. Thanks for joining me on my very first experimental live stream. If it was successful, I'm hoping to do a lot more of these in the future, like a lot more. I'd love to do it all the time. The big advantage, of course, is you skip the editing stage. You're out going somewhere, you record while it's happening, it's uploaded, and it's done. You don't actually have to save the video file, copy the video file, import it into your editing program, edit it, export it, upload it. It's, the whole thing is already done. And of course that comes with disadvantages, but not needing to edit, that's a very big advantage, and I think it gives a sense of reality, like this is happening in real time. Nobody has to wonder, how old, was that 2 weeks ago or was that yesterday? It's happening right now. So I'm enjoying this idea of doing live streams, and I don't really understand it yet, but I hope to get much better at it. So that is it. Shutting down the first Planet Doug live stream, and I'll see you in the next video. Either tonight or tomorrow I'm posting part 2 of the Coochie Tunnels series. So you have that to look forward to. And I'll see you in that video, and I'll see you in the next live stream. See you later. Going to enjoy my lunch. Live stream shutting down in a minute.